What's up, guys? Jason back to my channel. Today we'll be doing a review for WWE Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. So let's get to it then with the first match and stuff. Hold on and stuff. Hold on, guys. Sorry, my mom texted me and stuff. But yeah, anyways, anyways, we have the first match coming up. 2025 W King of the Ring Finals. Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. So here we go. If I could scroll down good and stuff, and yeah. uh I'll try to fast forward the entrances and stuff. Okay, Orton and Willow's long time friends and former legacy members shake hands and a pre-match sign of respect. Cody's music fades and outside isn't done as the chorus. Bill officially all running with the first match. A loud RKO chant breaks out as Orton and Rhodes stare at each other from opposite corners of the ring, milking the moment and letting the atmosphere intensify before they inevitably get after it. That's actually what happens too as they begin circling in a thunderous ole 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 Orton or and stuff, singing style chant breaks and stuff. We finally get a lock up and Cody focuses on the arm of Orton going two on one and bringing the Viper down to one knee. Orton frees his limb and slaps on a side headlock. Cody shucks him off into the ropes, but is then flattened by a shoulder tackle from Orton. That's literally all the offense we get before a big "This is awesome" chant spreads. The two lock up again, and Rhodes wrenches the arm. Orton turns it on Rhodes, so Rhodes chops the chest to get out. Orton absorbs the sting of the chop, and Rhodes is getting fired up. Orton goes for a lockup, but Rhodes ducks and applies a waist lock. Orton does a standing switch, so Rhodes elbows him in the face, forearms him, and knees him in the midsection. Rhodes hits the ropes, but Orton turns him inside out with the kitchen sink knee to the midsection. Orton goes over to Rhodes, but Rhodes kicks him and drops down for an uppercut. Orton stumbles to the corner, so Rhodes attacks him. Orton reverses a whip to the opposite corner, but Rhodes stuns him and with a back elbow before hitting a bulldog for a 2 count. Rhodes heads to the top rope, but Orton cuts him off with a punch to the midsection. Orton punches him in the head and climbs to the middle rope. Orton hooks the head and goes to the top rope for a massive superplex. His father's old finisher. Orton quickly grabs his lower back. Orton missed over a year of action with a spinal injury. Rhodes sees an opening and clubs Orton in the small of the back before hitting a disaster kick for a 2 count. Rhodes drives his knee into the injured back before hitting a snap suplex for a 1 count. Rhodes forearms Orton in the face a few times, so Orton responds with some right hands. Orton twists the arm and hits a reverse headlock backbreaker, as the move requires Rhodes to impact on Orton's back. Orton doubles over in pain. Rhodes pulls Orton over to the ring post and stretches him around it. The crowd is starting to boo Rhodes. Let's go, Randy! Chant picks up. Orton rolls into the ring and gets to his feet. He's greeted with a missile dropkick from Rhodes for a 2 count. Rhodes drives a knee into his spine and applies a neck vice. The crowd chants, "This is awesome!" Orton fights up, so Rhodes transitions to a rare chin lock. Orton drops down to a knee. The crowd wills Orton on, so he powers up and backs Rhodes to the corner. Rhodes keeps the hold applied, so Orton backs him in a second time. Orton charges, so Rhodes slingshots over him and goes for a snap power slam, but Orton puts the brakes on Orton. Orton connects with a pair of clotheslines and a snap power slam. Orton weakly covers him for a 2 count. A loud RKO chant picks up Rhodes to the apron, so Orton catches him between the middle top rope with a front headlock. Rhodes fights out of the draping DDT and clubs the back. Rhodes pushes him into the ropes and hits a second club to the lower back. Rhodes connects with the Cody Cutter. He goes for the cover, but Orton kicks out before the count of 3. Orton continues to sell his back as things continue. As the action continues, Orton has Cody down and heads out to the floor. He brings a steel chair into the ring as the referee is getting it out of the ring. Orton uses the distraction to untie the turnbuckle padding in the corner. He tears it off and removes it, exposing the steel. He hits an RKO out of nowhere, but Cody fights back. Okay, I'm trying to get the stupid thing going. Stupid scrolling thing. Uh, Anyways, seconds later, Rose ends up connected with the Cody Cutter for the win to become the 2025 W King of the Ring with the win. Cody would now move on to challenge for the Undisputed WWE Championship at WWE SummerSlam 2025 at SummerSlam. I get the ball back. Cody says in his ring post match interview. Winner and 2025 WWE King of the Ring Cody Rhodes. Alright, second match, Saudi Arabian street fight, Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez. Alright, package and stuff, and for removing. Alright, former friends turned bitter enemies are now both in the ring and ready to rock and roll. The bell sounds and two glare at each other before physically engaging. They finally get after it with the collar and elbow block up, get things started. Rodriguez powers her into a ropes and knees her down. Rodriguez throws Ripley into the corner. Rodriguez blocks a boot and goes for a fallaway slam. Ripley kicks her a few times before bouncing her off her knee. Rodriguez absorbs a pair of clotheslines. Ripley ducks a right hand, but Rodriguez catches her on the rebound with a stiff clothesline. Rodriguez hits a pair of fallaway slams. The crowd boos her. Ripley responds with a crescent kick before going to the top rope. Rodriguez sidesteps a missile drop kick before powering her into the corner. Rodriguez shoulders away at her midsection and elbows her in the face a few times. Rodriguez chops her and connects with an avalanche. Ripley drops down. Rodriguez backs her against the ropes and ties her arms to the ropes. Rodriguez punches away at the midsection and chops the chest. Rodriguez goes outside and pulls a chair and a candlestick from under the ring. Ripley looks worried. Rodriguez smashes Ripley's midsection with a candlestick. Ripley is helpless as she is still tied to the ropes. Rodriguez grabs a steel chair, but Ripley makes a last-ditch effort to boot it into her face. Rodriguez is stunned. Ripley manages to get out of the ropes and knocks Rodriguez out of the ring. Ripley then knocks Rodriguez headfirst into the steel steps. Ripley pulls the hood off the Arabic announce table before laying it across the barricade and the timekeeper's area. Ripley also clears the table of debris. Ripley bounces Rodriguez off the commentary table and pulls her onto the table. Ripley goes to suplex her off the table and throws the table's hood, but Rodriguez blocks it. Ripley knocks her off the table and goes for a cannonball, but Rodriguez catches her midair, and pulls her up for a powerbomb through the table hood in the ring. A table is laid across the top rope in the corner as a platform. Ripley hits the avalanche riptide to Rodriguez off of it for the win. So winner is Rhea Ripley. Alright, third match, Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn. Zayn sub, follow praying, he's gonna mention himself in me. Something like last time reversal. Alright, going down, look, Pummel, ready to Kross has an evil smart gun. Okay, Zayn gets a huge reaction coming out, looks pumped and great. Zayn makes his way to eventually still in the ring. Zayn's music fades and the bell sounds to get things officially off and running. They lock up and Kross backs him into the corner. Zayn turns him around and back up. They lock up again and Kross backs him to the corner. Zayn shoves Kross back and Kross looks impressed. Kross has been waiting for Zayn to get more aggressive for weeks. Kross knees Zayn in the midsection and punches him down before laying in some stomps. Zayn ducks a clothesline and chops the chest. Zayn lays in some forearms before backing up. Zayn whips Kross into the ropes, but Kross holds on to avoid him. Zayn charges and clotheslines him over the top rope. Zayn then feigns a dive when Kross backs away. Scarlett whispers some instructions to Kross. Kross pulls Zayn out of the ring and stuns him with a forearm to the head. Kross sends him into the barricade, but Zayn counters by leaping onto the barricade and hitting a moonsault block. Zayn gets Kross in the ring. Kross stuns Zayn with a Doomsday Seto. Kross hooks the head with his boot and twists the neck. Kross backs Zayn into Kross backs Zayn into the ropes and forearms him a few times. Kross sends him into the Rose for a back elbow. Scarlett likes what she sees from ringside. Cross takes some time to glow before covering for a 1 count. Cross chokes Zayn on the middle rope. The referee backs Cross away. Scarlett taunts Zayn. Cross puts Zayn on the top rope and climbs, but Zayn elbows him off. Cross quickly elbows him and gets him in the Tree of Woe. Cross attacks Zayn in the Tree of Woe before saying, "I hate you, Sammy, you liar." Zayn drops down, and Cross covers for a 1 count. Cross punches away at Zayn and looks around. Cross sits on Zayn and punches him for laughing. Zayn fights back to get out of it. Cross quickly knees him in the midsection and sends him into the rope. Zayn springboards over him and clotheslines him down. Zayn punches and chops Cross in the corner. We see Cross look for the Cross jacket but can't finish things off. Zayn survives. Cross gets Zayn in the corner of the ring and yells at him some more about the truth. Zayn snaps to and comes to life out of nowhere, running Cross into the opposite corner and blasting him with a Helluva Kick for the win. So winner is Sami Zayn. All right, fourth match, W United States Championship match. It's Jacob Fatu, who's a champion, versus Solo Sikoa. A commercial, blah blah. Pre-match wraps up, video package wraps up and stuff. Comes up, former Jacob Fatu down. Just in the air as Fatu and Sikoa start each other down. The bell sounds and our first of 2 championship contests scheduled for tonight's show gets officially off running. Fatu is defending and starts fast by hammering away, with Sikoa being knocked out to the floor. Sikoa gets knocked outside but blocks the suicide dive and starts talking trash back inside the ring. Back inside, the running Umaga attack connects with Fatu in the corner, and we hit the chin lock. That's broken up to Sikoa snaps off a German suplex with a Fatu flipping over. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. With Fatu flipping over, popping back up, Fatu runs him over, and it's a swanton for 2, which brings JC Mateo to the apron. Cue the returning Tonga for a hanging neckbreaker out of the corner, but Fatu is up at 2 again. Fatu knocks them both to the floor and beats up Mateo back inside, setting up the moonsault hold on, though as the ref is with the other Samoans, allowing the debut and unnamed Hikuleo to pull Fatu outside and chokes him on to the announcer's table. Back in, and the Samoan Spike gives Sikoa the win and U.S. title. So winner and new WWE United States champion Solo Sikoa. All right, fifth match coming out 2025. WWE Queen of the Ring Finals, Jade Cargill versus Asuka. It's time to find out who be the bell sound. Also go. All right, hold on. Shit, I think I messed up. Pre-match stuff. Asuka goes to pick up the leg. Cargill won't go down. Cargill tries to elbow her, but Asuka ducks it and backs up, taunting her. Asuka grabs the arm, but Cargill pushes her off. Asuka goes for an octopus stretch, but Cargill fights out and slams her down for a 1 count. Asuka goes to the apron and blocks a kick before hitting a weak-looking dragon screw on the ropes. Asuka attacks a knee and hits a running kick for a 1 count. Asuka lays in some kicks to the chest. Cargill blocks a kick and goes for a chokeslam, but Asuka counters into a roll-up before transitioning to a knee bar. Cargill manages to roll through dead lifts her into a German suplex. Cargill sends Asuka into the ropes and hits a spinning spinebuster. Cargill avalanches her in the corner and connects with a fallaway slam. Cargill kicks up and her knee is magically fine. Cargill super kicks Asuka and googles her or something her for a chokeslam for a 2 count. Asuka kicks out. Asuka fight out Jaded and kicks her in the face. Cargill fights back and they start exchanging right hands. Asuka wipes her out with a strike combo before going to the top rope for a missile dropkick for a 2 count. Asuka grabs the arm and sets up for an Asuka lock. Cargill fights out and goes for Jaded, but Asuka don't mess up. I'm sorry, my camera's weird. I'm sorry for Jaded, but Asuka counters into a roll-up for a 2 count. Cargill quickly blocks a kick and hits a sit-out powerbomb for a 2 count. Asuka quickly takes her down and applies a cross arm breaker. Cargo manages to fight out and hits a pump kick. Asuka gets out of Jade and applies an Asuka lock. Cargo rolls through and pins Asuka for a 2 count. Asuka kicks her in the head twice before sizing her. Asuka hits the ropes for an impact, but Cargo counters into Jade for the win. Cargo fell over as she tried to sit on Asuka for the pin. Asuka's shoulders may have come up, but they're ignoring it. Jade Cargo has become the third Queen of the Ring in WWE history. SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis and Raw General Manager Adam Pearce are in the ring to present her with the Queen of the Ring crown. Brian Saxton says Jade Cargo is heading to SummerSlam in a match for the WWE Women's Championship. Cargo says the world was on her shoulders when she entered the tournament. For the people out there who doubt themselves, praise yourself because you're fighting through the booze. A storm is coming for SummerSlam, Cargo says to end the interview. So winner and Tasha 25 WWE Queen of the Ring, Jade Cargo. Alright, main event time finally. Undisputed WWE Championship match. John Cena, who's a champion, versus CM Punk. Main event time. Alright, so this is a 6-match. Alright, matches, blah blah blah. Carving time, Punk sells in ring, probably. Alright, anyways, the bell sounds official offer running with the renation of Mike Cole calls one of the best rivalries in the history of WWE. Don't mess up camera. They lock up and Cena with a side headlock, Punk with a top wrist lock. Cena gets to the ropes to force a break. They lock up and Punk with a side headlock. Cena escapes. They go for a Greco-Roman knuckle lock and Punk with a side headlock takedown. Cena with the head scissors. Punk escapes. Cena and Punk lock up again, and this time is Punk with the side headlock. Cena with a break. Cena with a wrist lock and a side headlock. Cena with a shoulder tackle. Cena with the punches and a headbutt. Cena punches Punk in the ropes. Cena with a suplex for a 2 count. Cena fights back and slaps a reverse chin lock on Punk. Back up. Cena blasts Punk with a shoulder tackle that sends him crashing into the mat with authority. Punk gets Cena on his shoulders, but Cena escapes and goes to the floor. Punk reclines on the turnbuckles while he waits for Cena to re-enter the ring. Punk blocks a kick and Punk with punches and kicks. Cena gets Punk on his shoulders and Punk with a roll up for a near fall. Punk with a punch. Punk with a side rush and leg sweep for a near fall. Punk with the arm bar. Punk with wrist. With Punk rings the arm and he applies an octopus. Cena escapes and he takes Punk to the mat for another 2 count. Punk lifts him for a go to sleep, but Cena slides off and quickly gets out of the ring. Punk lies across the top rope. It signals that he isn't sweating. Cena gets in the ring. Punk blocks a kick and kicks away at Cena. Cena manages to power him up for the attitude adjustment, but Punk slides off and rolls him for a 2 count. Punk then connects with a clothesline. Punk hits a side leg sweep for a 2 count. For a 2 count, Punk twists an arm and wrenches it. Punk applies an octopus stretch, but Cena fights out and slams him for a 1 count. Cena has slowed the pace down. Punk slowly gets up, so Cena gives him a big boot. Cena starts up the 5 moves of doom, a pair of shoulder tackles and a back suplex powerbomb and the 5 knuckle shuffle. Cena goes for the 5th move, the attitude adjustment, but Punk slides off and hits a jumping calf kick. Punk hits a swinging neck breaker followed by a knee in the corner. Punk follows up with a short arm clothesline before heading to the top rope. Punk points to the heavens and hits a Macho Man flying elbow. Punk signals that it's bedtime. Cena counters the GTS and picks the leg for the STF. Punk manages to fight out and applies an Anaconda Vice. Cena manages to turn him over for 1 count. Cena immediately hits the which is active adjustment. It was 1, 2. Punk kicks out. Cena gets to his feet and lifts Punk, but Punk slides off and hits a DT. Punk applies the STF to Cena, but Cena manages to get his right hand on the bottom rope to break the hold. Punk holds it on the on for another few seconds and releases before disqualifying. Cena leans in the corner. Punk hits a running knee in the corner. Cena blocks a running bulldog and hits a back suplex powerbomb. Cena signals for the 5 knuckle shovel again, but Punk kicks him in the head. Punk lifts Cena, but Cena slides off. Punk goes for a swinging net breaker, but Cena counters with an AA for an incredibly close 2 count. We hear the fans chanting, "This is awesome." Cena puts Punk on the top rope. Cena stands on the second rope for an avalanche AA, but Punk knocks him off. Punk goes for a diamond cross body block, but Cena rolls through, powers him up, and hits a AA for another close near fall. Cena cannot believe it. Cena gets out of the ring and looks at the undisputed WWE Championship. Cena grabs it and gets in the ring. Cena looks at Punk and he tosses the belt to the floor. Cena goes for an attitude adjustment, but Punk escapes and hits the GTS for a near fall. Punk and Cena exchange punches, and Cena with a kick. Cena with a flying shoulder tackle, he misses the second one when Punk ducks and the referee goes down. Punk with GTS, but since the referee is down, there is no reason to kick out. Punk waits to the back for a referee, and then Seth Rollins' music plays, and he makes his way to the ring with his crew. Seth hands his glasses to Paul and takes them off with his jacket. Seth makes a fist with his hand, and Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed go after Punk. Punk fights off, and Reed sends him to the floor. Punk with a pescado onto Braun and Reed, but Reed punches Punk. Reed and Braun with a double chokeslam through the announce table. Seth stands in the ring and he waits for a referee, but John Cena punches Charles Robinson as he approaches the ring. Cena and Seth have words. Seth misses Cena with a briefcase, and Cena with an attitude adjustment on Rollins. Reed and Braun Breaker, Reed and Braun Breaker attack Cena and punch him, but Penta's music plays and he makes his way to the ring, and Braun goes after him while Reed continues his attack on Cena. Penta with a super kick to Braun, but Braun with a back drop on the ramp. Sami Zayn's music plays and the fans explode. Zayn comes down and punches Braun, and they fight towards the back. Penta with a cross back, please don't mess up, by off the ramp onto Braun, while Sami holds him. Punk punches Reed off the turnbuckles when he goes for a tsunami on Cena. Cena with the attitude jumps to Reed. Cena and Punk remain in the ring while everyone else is napping at ringside or by the stage. Punk offers his hand to Cena and they hug. Cena with the Elimination Chamber stare, and he goes for the kick to the midsection. Punk goes for the GTS, and then Seth hits Punk with a briefcase and hits the stomp. Cena makes a cover, and the referee springs to live to make the count. Cena retains. That's how the WWE Night Champions wraps up. Thanks for joining us. Winner is still undisputed WWE Champion John Cena. I'm sorry I'm reading fast, guys. It's the camera and stuff. But yeah, it was a good show today and stuff. But I enjoyed it and all that stuff. And I'm sorry about my camera messing up and shit almost the whole entire time. All that. But yeah, anyways, good show today. I enjoyed it. And I wish Randy Orton and Asuka would have won the Key in the Ring. And I wish Asuka would win the Queen of the Ring also, but whatever. Anyways, it was good and stuff. I enjoyed it. So yeah, anyways, that was this for the video. Hope you like it. Not whatever, so probably definitely not like it because camera is too bad camera because I'm messing up and shit. So anyways, that was it. I'll see you guys Monday, right? Like in the evening, when the evening starts for Monday Night Raw, which will be 5 o'clock where I'm at. So yeah, but they said SmackDown will be taped that same night after Raw is over. So because of 4th of July and stuff. So anyways, that was it. I'll see you guys Monday night. All right, laters.